Yes, and I think we are live. We are, and I'll wait a little bit before we start because the last few times we had a little bit of delay on camera. So just to make sure everything settles and you can see us, you can hear us. If you are going to watch us on replay, please let me know if you've got any questions as well on replay after you finished watching. Still, please feel free to send us any questions or connect with any of us. So we'll be fine. Let's give you just a few more seconds because I think it took nearly a minute for camera to kind of technology. Amazing when it works, but still learning to actually work with it so everything looks okay when we start. But yes, well, let's give it a go. It will be what it will be. So hello, good evening. It's another Monday and it's another we are talking about you. And tonight I've got somebody very, very close to my heart. It's Allie Moss and it's my lovely sister-in-law. So it's family business tonight and you are all invited to this because the reason why I invited her, she's absolutely my inspiration when it comes to exercise. And every time I didn't want to go to gym, I was trying, just like on the roundabout, just like, no, I'm not going. And I always remembered, what would Ali say? She told me, you'll never regret doing it. You'll regret not doing it. So I took that exit and I went to the gym and she was absolutely right. I was so glad I have done. So it was occasions I was like, no, I don't want to see it. I'm going home. But it would be much more of them if I didn't have at least a voice in my head to go and do it. And why is it so such an inspiration? Because I think we both started a little bit of not being particularly big fans of sports, let's say, let's put it that way. And actually Ellie is now running regularly. It's something actually she said, whatever happens in my life, I just need to run because I can't not to do it. And she ran half a marathon as well. So it's absolutely admiring. And also there was without any coaches, without any mindset coach. And why I said without that mindset coach, we'll get to it. So this is all why I wanted you to hear Ali's stories, because it's absolutely inspirational. And I'm sure many, many ladies, doesn't matter whether you are now 16, 17, teenager, or whether you are around our age or older, and that 17, 16 still lives within you. I truly believe this will be amazing story to hear. So hello, Ellie. I'm so glad to have you here. I was going on a little bit because I wanted to share this because it's very, from my point of view, is something very, very important and touching for me. So I hope it was okay. But I'd like you to tell us a little bit about yourself, what I've not done yet, what I've not said.
Hello, well, I'm Ali. I'm 39 and mum to 3 children. I work full-time in a baby room at a nursery, which I absolutely love. And when I do get a bit of free time to myself, I do enjoy reading books, watching EastEnders, and as Sonia said, I love my running. So it's very busy.
Yes, yeah, it is very busy. And I would like to start before we get to this busyness, because it's already, I'm sure some people are like, oh my God, how do you do all that and look amazing and fit it in? And that's why I want you to share how you've done it. So if I know correctly, it all started in 2010 around Christmas time. Is that right? Tell us about that.
I spent some Christmas money on a pair of running trainers, and where we lived, we had a pathway that had a pub on a certain point, and I just put my shoes on and I just went off and went for a run. My aim was to get to that point and then turn around and come back again. And I used to try and do it a couple of times a week, and I could feel it become a habit that I would stop at certain points, but mentally I started to think, no, I can keep going maybe to the next point and have a break. Until one day I ran all the way to the point where I would normally, stop and turn around again. And then I was able to run there and run back without stopping. So it was just a bit of a buzz to sort of see how I could gradually build myself up to.
Progress. So what was the thought before you actually you've got your Christmas money in your hand and you're making decision to buy a trainers instead of buying dress, buying lovely other shoes, a little bit less comfortable shoes on high heels or anything. So what was that in your head that actually it's time to buy those running shoes and give it a go?
Yeah, well,
Because
at
as we
that
said
point,
before, you weren't a sport person, so it's not something which
no,
was
I wasn't.
natural.
No. Yeah, I mean, at that point, I just had my second baby, so I was a little bit, well, I was very overweight through the pregnancy. And my husband was in the military at the time, and he was very focused with exercise and running. And, I'd never really grown up with running in my family. But I think he was kind of encouraging me to try and do something physical because I can sense the benefits of that now, of how good it makes you feel. So it was really through his encouragement to give it a go. So I did.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, very good. And you mentioned you were a little bit overweight during the pregnancy. I understand something which was kind of there through your childhood as well and teenage years, basically to just few years back. Do you have any pictures, by the way, on you? You could show us.
Yes.
Do you have some? Just so we know from where you
Yes.
started and why am I so like amplifying it all, if you don't mind, if it's not too personal for you.
Try the angle, sorry.
Oops. So that's was it before 2010 or is it around 2010
That one might have been, yeah, I think it was definitely around time.
Yeah.
Um,
And you can
and I've
just
got a
stand up
couple
or
of,
show us a picture of which is you today. Oh
well,
wow.
these are a
Okay.
couple of montages of a face-to-face, and then I've got my bigger after picture. So this was me on
Beautiful.
holiday, climbing up a mountain in the Lake District, which again, it's just a whole lifestyle change.
It is. And I love that what you just said, that it's complete lifestyle change. So if you can, and this is admiring, and I know it's putting you there, and I wouldn't ask about the pictures if you didn't agree with that before, obviously. Yeah, I'm not going to pretend it's not been staged. But it's absolutely, I love what you said, that it's lifestyle change. So if you can tell us what was happening, that you started running, obviously at that size, it must have been uncomfortable, and that progress when you could run in one go, which you thought you would never be able to. So what was happening in your mind? What kept you going? And when you say lifestyle change, what actually changed for you in a real life?
Well, I suppose I could see that my body was changing shape. I was
Mm.
losing a bit of weight. That then made me focus on the food I was eating, because obviously food is our fuel. So I wanted to be fueling myself properly to be able to achieve the running.
Yeah.
But I think it was being able to see myself get better at it. And like you say, I
Mm-hmm.
didn't, at that point, I didn't even know about any of the running apps that you can get at the moment. I was literally just using lampposts and trees, and mentally making myself go that bit further. And that is,
Brilliant.
when you then start achieving that and feeling that you are changing your fitness, and yeah, it's amazing.
So was the change for you quite quick? Did you start noticing change in your fitness and your body shape quite quickly, or was there like a delay, a little bit, like before you start, since you started, and before you started to see any changes?
Um, it wasn't too bad. I think I started noticing I dropped dress sizes,
Mm.
and that was a real really lovely feeling. But
Yeah.
my husband also booked me onto the Race for Life, so that also then made my running give me a focus, because I then suddenly
Oh,
had 5k to do.
I remember you
So
were a little bit
that did
panicking
give
about that.
me
Oh, he booked me in. But it must have been
yeah,
exciting as
yeah,
well. Yeah.
yeah. I mean, I was nervy because then you feel like you've got to do it in an event
Mm.
and that. But I was able to pace myself, and I kept myself running around the whole way. And now it's funny, because to me now 5k, I wouldn't think anything about doing that. It's an
Yeah,
easy
I was.
distance
I
now.
still
So
feel like I'm gonna die. So yeah, no, it's amazing.
I do. To be honest, I still have bad runs. You still
Oh,
get
we
a
all
bad run.
do.
Sometimes you're
Oh
just not
yeah,
feeling it. But yeah,
absolutely. And it goes with where we are with cycle. How are we? How our day was. So, but again, I guess being kind to yourself and accepting it and not trying to push through. Did you find that as well? That kind of just it is what it is. Um, is that your mindset
yeah,
as well? Yeah. Oh, fantastic.
yeah.
So you are,
Because I know we can
so
get a bit.
go on, yeah.
No, I can say I can actually feel sometimes I get a little bit obsessed maybe with my pace and my time when I'm out for a run. And sometimes you have to remind yourself, actually, it doesn't matter how fast you go, you're out there and you're doing it. So yeah,
Yes.
sometimes
And
you
it's
have to have a
beautiful
little
because you
sort
can
of,
just go and start really fast and then you kind of are out of breath and
yeah,
strength and energy in a few minutes and he was oh gosh, this really wasn't needed. Also you mentioned you started fueling your body for runs, so obviously you've changed your diet. It didn't have to be quite dramatic change, or have you been eating quite healthily before?
I'd like to say I've always eaten healthily. I've got the added benefit of actually liking fruit and veg. I think that must be hard if you don't like
Yeah,
certain things, because you then feel, oh, I don't like it, but I must eat it because it's
it's
good
another
for me.
chore. Yeah.
But I've always loved a variety of fruit and vegetables. But I think it was looking at the oats and the avocados and the nuts, and just sort of combining the fuely side of things.
Hmm.
Um,
Yeah.
and I
And I
still
know
have
you also.
chocolate.
Oh yeah, absolutely. And I liked. Yeah, I'm glad
Yeah.
you said
So
that because it doesn't mean you can't have these things. It's not. But when we were talking about it, you did say a lovely sentence, which I would like to repeat if you don't mind, that you are not punishing yourself by running just because you had chocolate
yes.
or you had something naughty. You are not using, and that's exactly what you said. I'm not going running because I'm punishing myself because of I had a chocolate or something,
Yeah.
which is absolutely beautiful because many times, and I come across this with either with my clients or people I talk to, that oh I'll have a chocolate, but then I have to go and kill myself on a treadmill because until I
Yeah.
actually burn those 150 or whatever calories that chocolate bar was. So it's really really nice to hear that. And what I really like that you came up with all these things by yourself, and that's why I want. That's something I want to point out that people, you don't need necessarily coach for everything in your life. Ellie, mom of three, uh, beautiful children, quite lively children as well, and in a very good way. They are very active. They are very curious. They want to know. They want to see. They want to go to places. And you can see that this possible. Just motivate yourself. And is it mainly because you found something you enjoy, Ellie? Would it be
Yeah.
different if you were just running because you wanted to lose weight instead of actually having
Yeah.
really good feeling and enjoying it?
Totally. And I think if I look back, that's probably what part of what fueled me to start running, was because I wanted to lose weight. So it would,
Hmm.
and it probably would have been, like you say, I was overweight, I wasn't as fit. So it was hard. It was really hard
Yeah.
to run. As the weight dropped off and I got fitter, it became easier. But I did actually start to think, I love this. So I
Right.
think that is, yeah, there was a point in my running journey where that changed. It wasn't all about the punishment and the needing to lose the weight. Um, that became the added bonus with it.
It's
And I
beautiful
think that
way
is probably
around. Yeah.
that would probably be the key, I think, to finding, if you want to up your exercise or get healthy and fitter, you have to do it doing something that you enjoy. And it doesn't have to be running and going to the gym, because if you're not going to enjoy it, then you're not going to keep up with it, and then straight away you're going to feel like you failed, and that's not
Yes.
failing. Even if it's just putting on some of your favourite music and having a boogie around the kitchen while you're doing the drying up, or just
That's
fitting
my
little
style
things.
of exercise.
Yeah, exactly. It's just finding what you love, and then you can maintain it and just feel that you're doing something that you enjoy.
Oh, I love that. Yes, and I know, and you know that I've tried running several times. Just and again, when you started and started improving, it's like, gosh, this looks so amazing. You know, maybe I'm just not quite getting it. So I've tried like, and I started and stopped, started and stopped. But I think I tried enough times to know that I don't enjoy it. So I had to find something else, and I did now. I'm lifting weights, not heavy weights, but I'm doing like a weight exercise, a little bit more controlled exercise twice a week with someone who really can understand me and kind of varies the exercises and keeps me interested. And again, I'm looking forward to it, and I feel really good about that. And I would never stick with it for as long as I'm sticking with this type of exercise if I decided to go for a run. It just wasn't for me. So I absolutely agree. Just find something actually is part of you and you've got in you, and you can enjoy it.
Yes.
Um, did you have obviously you said your husband got you into running. Did you have any other support, like a support groups or anything? Did you find any community to help you or to stick with it or for a motivation?
What, with the running or with the weight loss?
With the either with
Yeah,
food
I
or
did
with
find
running.
a yeah, I did find a weight loss group, because when my husband was in the military, we moved around quite a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and every time we moved somewhere new, it was a priority of mine to find a local weight loss group, because I did
Mm-hmm.
find that the community of that group did help me to keep motivated. And you're also mixing with like-minded people. Um,
Yes,
I think you can understand, you sort of have those same feelings, and you can understand,
they
and you can get
support
really
each
good
other.
inspiration. Stories
Oh,
of
that's
people
nice.
that have lost, and you can just share recipes, or you think, oh, I didn't know, you know. So yeah, there is lots of support in a group like that.
Oh, brilliant. And
Yeah.
I've never been a part of the group, but I would like to ask, how is it when it comes to relationship with food? Did it help you, or did you feel like maybe the relationship with food in those groups, in weight loss groups, is a little bit, or can either get a little bit obsessive when it comes to weighing yourself, because I know you have to weigh yourself regularly. Is there a chance that
Yeah.
people may get a little bit obsessed about that rather than concentrating on that fun part of it? And also when it comes to relationship with food, how did you find that? Because I know some of these groups have a little bit different different measure what's right, and what's beneficial, what you can have, and they measure it in points and things. So a little bit of calorie counting as well. So how did you find that? Was that helpful? Did it change relationship? Did it make it better, or that part wasn't as helpful?
Um, so with regards to the scales, initially that was really helpful, because
Mm-hmm.
you kind of knew that on a certain day in a public place you were going to get weighed. Your actual weight wouldn't have been announced, but it would have been announced whether you'd lost 2 pounds or whether you'd put on. So
Right.
you always had that kind of accountability, I think, which spurred you on, I think, in the week, because you think, oh no, you know, I've got to, you know, try and do something positive for weighing that day. Um, But I feel sometimes if I knew that I'd stuck to the plan all week, I'd had the correct amount of points, or I'd done my exercise and I was going there feeling really positive, and then I'd stepped on the scale and I'd put on half a pound, that
How
actually
did it
felt
make you
quite
feel?
devastating.
Oh, was it? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I remember getting home some nights and my husband would be like, "So how did you get on?" And I'd be like, "I put on half a pound," and I was really down because it felt then that all the effort I'd done all week hadn't worked, or and it probably wasn't. Do you know what I mean? And
Of
and
course
and
not.
you could then have the potential to go and have a chocolate bar and a little few extra things that
Yeah, so
evening
it's a
because
little
you
bit
think, oh,
like,
you
what
know,
the
I
heck?
was
It's
so
not
good
working
last.
anyway, so I may as well enjoy it
Yeah,
instead. Yeah. Mm.
yeah.
Yeah.
Um,
Yeah, and
so
especially as
they really
women,
that
we
was
look. Yeah, sorry. This always happens. We both talk at the same time. I've got so much to tell you. Go on, Ellie. Go on. This is all about you. Go on. What did you want to say?
yeah. So initially, I think initially that did work and that kept me focused
Mm-hmm.
and that. But then as the sort of time went on, and I was getting closer to where I wanted to be, but it was still a
Mm-hmm.
few pounds off and it was getting frustrating. I think I got to the point where I thought, I just don't need this stress now. Um, and to be honest, I couldn't tell you when I last weighed myself. And that actually feels quite
Wow.
freeing. I'm really just going more by my clothes. And like I say, I just feel happy as I am.
Oh,
So
that's lovely.
it doesn't, the scales don't need to define you, it's just a number.
Girls don't need to
And I think
define you. You're reading my
definitely.
mind. Yes. Thank you for saying that. Because and to be honest, I'm not the one to preach, because I start once when I started running with my husband, and it was I can't remember whether it was before I studied nutrition, or I was already studying nutrition. I can't remember. No, it was before. But again, obsession with losing weight. I started running, and I remember we came home after run, had a shower, and we sat down. And actually, from your mum, your mum got us some jelly beans, or jelly babies they were. And I had couple. I know, I had couple, and I started crying. Oh my god, I had a couple of jelly babies, and I'm gonna put the weight on now. And I actually started crying. I was like, I'm gonna put on weight now. It was completely pointless going for a run now, wasn't it? And my husband was looking at me, and he thought I'm joking to start with. From two jelly babies, absolutely nearly panic attack. And I've not seen a scale since. He had to hide it, and I wasn't allowed on them.
Yeah.
And then later on, was like, "Gosh, you scared the hell out of me." That I thought you were joking first time. So yes, it is very slippery slope to kind of keep it real and not to become obsessed. And yeah, the scale doesn't define you. I absolutely love it. Yeah, it needs T-shirt actually. I think even.
Yeah.
Yeah, beautiful. So when it comes to relationship with food, how was that?
Now it's brilliant. I think for me personally, my running helps my mindset, because if I've been out for a run, and like I say, I do still enjoy the odd treat now and again, but when I walk in the door, the first thing I need is some water and something that I know is going to help with my recovery of my muscles. And
Yeah,
so I wouldn't look at a chocolate bar and
I've
want
got to
that, because
cut
I
you.
feel that I've just been and done all that exercise and I'm feeling good, and I want to give my body something healthy.
Yes.
Um, so in that respect, I think it has changed my mindset. But I do feel relaxed now. I don't look at a piece of chocolate cake and think, like you say, panic and think I can't have that, because I can. It's kind of,
Mm.
and then while I'm eating it, you enjoy it, and then afterwards, you just don't have that guilt anymore.
Oh,
Um, so
brilliant. No,
yeah,
I absolutely
it's
love that. And it's hard to achieve this, and it does take lots of kind of respect, I think, and love for your body, true respect and true love for your body. Because as you said, if you are going out there exercising as a punishment, you will feel guilt about eating some piece of chocolate or cake. And that's what I was doing, definitely with running. I was punishing my body for being a little bit chubbier than I wanted to be. And that was definitely the mindset came with it. But as soon as I started eating for love, because I wanted to feel good, I wanted to have more energy. I wanted to have a nicer skin. I wanted to have that glow within and out. And kind of say, okay, I'm not going to punish my body anymore. That's it. I'm done with that. It changed completely. And it was so easy to eat better, to move more, and not have that guilt over a piece of cake or two jelly babies. Now I'm laughing at it, but that's how it was. Amazing. So I would like to go back to your busy life because we a little bit touched on it. But as you say, mom of three. If you don't mind telling us the age of all of them for audience, so they know, they can imagine if any mums are listening.
Yeah. So my daughter is 13, so I now have a teenager.
Yay.
And my two boys are 10 and 8. Get that right? Yeah. Goes so quickly.
Yes, I know. Of course, you've got full-time job now as well. So how do you? And I know you are studying now, or will be studying now as well, further. So how? I'll ask you as a mum of three, another mum which I can't see possibly how can I fit any exercise anymore. So how do you do that? How do you free your time so you can go and have that run blast for yourself, your you time?
Yeah. Well, I suppose because my husband also works, I knew that there were some times I couldn't go out for a run because he was out and I can't leave them. So I do have a treadmill, which I love. So I have that which I can actually use in the house. And I get to watch my stenders as well while I'm running. So that's a double bonus.
Brilliant.
And yeah, the other times will be like I like to go out running on a Sunday morning. But it is trying to sort of make a family plan, if you know what I mean. So it's like I need to be doing this then, so that everybody knows and they free you up, because it is important. I think you come back
Absolutely.
feeling better, which makes you sort of be better. So it is important to take that time out for yourself.
Yeah. So
you deserve
and I
it.
know.
You know, we're so busy looking after everybody
Absolutely.
within
Well,
the
that's
household
you
that,
absolutely deserve it. Yeah. And then when your mindset is better, you've done your exercise, you feel better, and you've got more capacity to deal with things. And also, as I said, it's
and like I
important.
say, it's not.
It's not.
Sorry, I've done it again.
Yeah, it's all right. It's
um,
normal. It's always like there's two girls talking. There's always time when we both talk at the same time. That's why I don't have more of us on the call.
yeah. But then also, if as a busy mum, if it doesn't have to just be going out or doing any exercise, if you just need that time to go and have a bath to yourself or to go and watch your favourite program, it is important that you get to take that time and not feel guilty, because it, you know, we do need to be us as well.
Yes, no, so that identity is nothing selfish about that. And as we said, you are recharging to have more capacity to deal with whatever happens in the family and with the good and not so good. So yeah, you said you feel like it kind of enhances you as being good mom. Not like that's something
Yeah,
you need to do to be good mom, but it helps you to be there
it's my
and
stress
be
relief.
present. Mm. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it's good for my
Okay.
head. It clears my head. When you're out there, you get all those happy endorphins. I think I'm addicted to the feeling of that runner's high when you've come
Yes,
back
yeah, a
and you've
little
had your
bit.
shower. You feel on top of the world. So yeah, and then that makes me feel a happier, better mum, really.
Yeah, no, absolutely. Yeah, it's beautiful. So, do you have any tips for us? Maybe just to summarize a little bit what we said, or any tips for ladies who are just starting and they are maybe still in that you being in 2010 before you actually went and bought those trainers. So is there anything you would like to tell them heart to heart?
Um, yeah, basically just don't be so too hard on yourself. When you are busy, you know, it's just not being too hard on yourself. It's maybe making your own little list of your before, you know, your pros and cons of why you want to do what you want to do, what you want to achieve and why. Because when it's actually written down, that can really sort of help you see what you're trying to achieve and what your issues might be. And it's taking little steps, and it's not punishing yourself if you feel you've had a bad day. um, Finding things that you enjoy, taking the time out for yourself. Yeah, and just trying to just live in the moment as well, and just enjoy.
Oh, that's beautiful. The last question from me, Ali, just give us a little bit of time scale, because obviously I followed you on your journey, but I can't really put a little bit of time scale on it. So how long it's been since 2010? When did you run your half marathon? Was it last year or year before? Was it
I think that was
2019?
2009. Yeah.
19. So 9 years to get to a half marathon. And probably you would have been able to run it earlier. But what I'm trying to also point out that you really took it easy on you, step by step, and just improved, and yes, pushed yourself as well, but let your body to improve in its own pace, rather than trying to push
Yeah.
into something, because you didn't end up having any injuries or anything like that, and nothing major, what I know. So just allowing the body to develop and improve and get the fitness up in its own on its own pace. That's what it was. So it was 9 years between you starting and actually running a half marathon. So there's another one. Just give yourself a time, and you'll see what you can
Yeah.
achieve, rather than pushing, and
Yeah.
maybe
Listen to your body. Definitely.
absolutely. It's like
Yeah.
you're reading my mind sometimes. I love it. Yeah, no, it's really good. So, is there anything else, Ali, you would like to tell us? Can you think of anything else we haven't covered, and it's important to mention?
I don't think so. I think we've covered
I
most
think
things.
we have. Yeah, I think we have. Oh, it was so beautiful to have you here, and I'm so glad you shared your story with us. I absolutely
Well, thank you
loved
for
it,
inviting
and
me.
no problem. Yeah, I was really looking forward to it, because it's something different. We are all now kind of in that coaching mindset. That everything we do, we seem like we feel like we have to have someone telling us what to do, and give us that process, and to help us with that mindset. And you're absolutely beautiful example of everything, like being mom, not needing coach, achieving all this, looking beautiful, glowing, like you always have been, but now you can see the pride in it and everything. So it's beautiful. I really admire what you've done and what you're doing, and I'm so glad we could
That's
share
one
it
thing I
with
do
others.
love as well, is because all the running gear is so funky bright colours, and I love
Oh
anything
yeah.
bright
Oh,
colours.
I love your leggings.
But that's now that I've lost the weight as well, I feel I can like wear the bright colours. I don't have to hide myself away in dark colours. I can. I've got the confidence to wear the bright colours, so that might
Yeah.
maybe that's the thing. Just wear the bright colours. Yeah.
Yeah. No, I'm definitely wearing more bright colors than when I was in my 20s, trying to hide every single kind of, role, and everything. Was just not feeling comfortable. Yeah, absolutely. Let's shine. Let's be bright. Oh, thank you very much, Ali. I really appreciate it. Thank you very much for your time. Have a lovely evening.
No
And
problem.
again, if anybody has a questions or wants to connect with Ali just for support, she's on Instagram. I'll post the link in the comments after we finish. And she's absolutely gem, and I'm sure she'll be massive support for you if you need anything at all. So have a lovely evening, everyone. If you are watching on replay, please let us know. And same applies to you. Ask the question, connect. It will be absolutely amazing to hear from you. Thank you, Ellie, again, and speak soon. Bye.
Thank you. Okay.